To your friends. Your friends were always so concerned, but now it's like no big deal, and it's really interesting how much it's changed. Like where you can just pull up a website and you can literally look at thousands of people around the world.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
No, it's kind of interesting though when I think about when we bring up Mixer and then kind of comparing to Twitch. I mean, Mixer pretty much was just gaming. I don't think I remember, other than maybe some people were doing a little IRL here and there, but it was pretty predominantly gaming. And then coming over to Twitch, I was a little shocked at first because I think it made me a little staunch about how I viewed streaming as just gaming. And then when I see, people are making music, they're cooking, they're showing you how to build something. I mean, it kind of opened up this whole almost like a YouTube-ish kind of world to me.
It blew up my mind.
Yeah. And how many people are on here? There's so many people on here.
Yes. Did you all ever use Periscope?
Mm-mm.
No.
It was an extension of Twitter, so it was like going live, but on Twitter.
Oh, whoa.
But it was a whole separate little, but that was like an IRL type thing. And I was on there, I think, before streaming. I don't know. I don't remember when that was like at its peak, but that was pretty cool because you would get a notification of like one of your friends on Twitter that you followed, or if you followed on the app, or like celebrities, like Arnold went live in his house, which was really cool. You could see his trophies behind him. He's sitting at his big desk. He's almost got like a Resolute desk in his house. But I would just be like, I would take my kid to the store, and my title would be like, "We're going to find Oreo cookies," and I would just hold my phone and we'd be going down the aisle pushing the cart, going to find Oreo cookies. But that one was a lot of fun. I'm surprised it died out like it did, but
I think Instagram has a feature like that, right? You can just go live on your Instagram.
You can go live on Instagram.
Okay, so it's kind of the same thing. And that was one of the platforms that I would sling all my gameplay out to. Periscope was one of them too. You could stream to Periscope from OBS.
Huh.
That's insane.
So, Rosie, getting into streaming and stuff. So you started on Mixer from PC, or was that from an Xbox?
It was from a PC. I did not start streaming until I had a PC.
And then the learning curve behind that, did you find that you were picking it up quickly, or did it take you some time to get all that stuff sorted?
It was I'm a nerd at heart, so the computer stuff kind of came easily to me. So this picking up, understanding how the software worked for streaming, it was easy to me just because I understand computers, I understand the softwares. So it was very easy to pick up and learn. There was some challenges, not going to lie. There was, audio issues and video issues and settings for certain games. That all happens, right? So, but that's the big learning curves, is to figure out the proper settings for your stuff so it can run smoothly.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's because you're taking you're taking a lot of different things, especially like these bots, and then you got the streaming software, and you're integrating all this stuff in. And it's like if one little thing's off, then you go live and people will be like, "Well, I can't hear your mic," or "There's no game audio."
Absolutely, this industry, you're always learning. I figured out.
Or your stream looks like garbage.
Yep.
Whatever. So that was kind of a big deal, like how all that stuff. What are some of the software you use?
So I use Slobs for streaming. I use IV-Cam for my phone. So I use my phone as my camera. So I use IV-Cam as an app on my computer and on my phone, and then I link them through Wi-Fi, and that's my camera. I use Mix It Up Bot as well, and those are the three that I use.
Nice. So I tried Slobs before, but I was having so much problems with it. I don't know if it was just because I'm an idiot.
I know a lot of people have had issues with Slobs. And I honestly have not had issues with Slobs. Sometimes it does shut down, but that's my own fault because I had too many things open. But I've never had those, like the issues that I keep hearing about Slobs. I've never personally had them yet.
Yeah. I had moved to XSplit too. That was a subscription based one. worked really, really well in the beginning, and then for some reason when I migrated, it was like a resource hog. Like the transitions and stuff were like super, like everything was really sluggish.
Okay.
Nothing was buttery smooth. So then I switched over to OBS, which I think Slob's like a branch off of OBS.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, Slobs is a branch off of OBS.
Yeah.
It's a updated, according to how I read it, it's a beginner version of OBS.
So have you seen, do you use overlays and all that then too?
I do. I actually have some getting created for me.
I actually recently started using like Stream Elements. Is
Yeah.
that you use for like a bot?
I don't use that as a bot, as more as if I want a custom widget, right? If I want something specific that I know I can create, I'll use Stream Elements and then I'll copy and paste it as a resource to my slobs. So I use it that way. Plus, there's cool features on Stream Elements that it gives you opportunities to have sponsored streams.
Oh, that's cool.
Yes.
Now, that's something that Streamlabs itself then doesn't have?
Correct. It's a Stream Elements. So like I go into my dashboard and I saw that I could apply for a sponsored stream for a certain game. And
cool.
Yeah, it's just random pop-ups that happen. So I check it from time to time.
Okay. So we know you got this RozayGold brand, right?
Yes.
So I want to talk a little bit about your logo. How did you figure out your logo? Did you have someone create it, or did you come up with it yourself?
So I had an idea similar to this, but I didn't know how to put it on paper. So I've actually this is a collaboration of like 4 minds, and then the logo designer just blew it up to what it is today, and I can't be more happy about it. So I had the R, right? Like the R, I knew how I wanted it, and that's how the R is today. And everything else kind of just came into flow as we were creating it. It was a 4-day process to get this logo the way it was.
Oh wow.
4 days?
Yep.
What's the behind the name? Rozay and then gold.
Behind the name. So Rozay is literally, my last name is Rose, R-O-S-E, like the flower. And that is why there's a flower on my name. And I was called Rosie as a kid. That has been my nickname from kindergarten on. I was Rosie. And then I heard a song by Rick Ross.
Nice.
And I heard Rozay. And I'm like, listen, I know this is a bottle of wine, but that's just a cool name. And so I was like, I'm going to switch my name to Rozay before I even started. Like I knew that was going to be my streamer's name when I was going to start streaming. And I had actually numbers behind my name, right? And so it was like Rozay and my birth year, 1997. And a lot of people were giving me feedback because, I always like to hear feedback. And they're like, it's going to be easier if you get rid of the numbers and either put something behind it or just have Rozay. And I was like, okay, let me think of something here. And then one of my friends messaged me. He's like, bro, RozayGold sounds really cool. I'm like, yes, it does. Thank you. And I big shout out to Childish Albino, the man came up with that name. And I can't thank him enough for suggesting gold behind it.
Good move.
So that is how RozayGold became the name.
Well, it's better than mine. My mom just called me Louise. Terrible.
You guys don't want to know my nickname.
Imagine if I was Louise. Like people would be like, "Why is this guy named Louise?"
Yeah,
that's cool. Yeah, we were talking about the number thing, and I was actually analyzing Fulio's because I was like, "How could you make merchandise off that?" But she only had 2 digits, so I was like, she could make a jersey with 84 on it.
I love it.
No, that's a great idea. Like with having 2 is one thing, right? but to search Rose 1997, that's
I gotcha. Yeah.
would be like word of mouth. That's going to be hard. The person, like the viewer, will know Rose, but they'll probably forget the number.
Mm-hmm.
And you could tell on Mixer like who was streamers and who wasn't streamers, because remember like in
It's their gamer
Fortnite lobbies,
tags for sure.
yeah,
Oh, yeah.
those generated gamer tags with like the 16 numbers on the
Yep.
end, like God, who's
Exactly.
going to remember that? And then you get and like why
Like
would you have a
Blighted
name like that?
Orange 282.
Well, to be fair, like it is frustrating to try to pick a name because it's like somebody's already had that, you know. And,
Yeah.
and then it suggests those, and then you just grab one. But you imagine giving those to your friend, like, "Hey, I'm Artuous 96. You got a pen? You ready?"
Yeah, let me spell it for you too, because it's commonly misspelled.
yeah, the 5 is spelled out. The 9 is a
Right.
number.
There's a uppercase here and a lowercase there.
Yeah, that's funny.
Yeah, I was grateful. I mean, even on like when I made my name on Mixer, I actually brought it over to Twitch at the same time, so I would have it on both no matter what, just in case, because it was a choice, right? So the choice of either do I go on Mixer or do I go on Twitch when I started streaming, and I chose Mixer because I felt the community there and it wasn't as saturated as Twitch.
Mhm.
But the saturation on Twitch is going to push me more. Like that's how my mindset was. But I was like, let me get my bearings first
Right.
of understanding this streaming world. And that's why I chose Mixer just to begin. So I always had that thought process of coming to Twitch.
I think if you'll ask almost anyone that came from Mixer and over to Twitch, especially those who maybe didn't have any experience with Twitch in the first place, like the idea of the change was a bit, emotionally dramatic too for a lot of people because of, I think, the way it was handled. But it's a completely different environment, totally, socially. And I think because the Mixer group was dominantly streamers themselves, kind of created, I think, a camaraderie in a way.
Yeah.
And then kind of boosted us over at Twitch, where I think if we had started at Twitch, it would have been a huge, I think a larger struggle, personally, because you already had something kind of already foundational.
Correct. And absolutely. I absolutely agree with that. When the community pretty much moved over to Twitch, I said, listen, our training wheels are now off. It's time to play with the big boys. That's kind of how I looked at it.
There you go. I like looking at it that way. In fact, that's really refreshing because I think there was a lot of negativity that surrounded the change, but I think at the same time it was very advantageous and lucky that some of us came from Mixer over to Twitch. It created a different experience. And yeah, you're right. The training wheels are off.
Yeah. And I was grateful that I got affiliated in 7 days. I know I've met people to today, right? I've met people on Twitch that've been on Twitch for 5 years and still haven't hit affiliate.
Really?
It's a hard grind.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. We got a huge boost.
We did. We had a great boost to come over here, and it 5 years. Oof.
Right. It's a long time.
Yeah. Now, I got a question for you guys. Have you guys heard of the new button that they're testing out on Twitch?
No.
It's called the Celebrate button. So the Celebrate button is going to be integrated with either donations, bits, and I forget the third one, but if you use enough bits, there's an automatic celebration that happens.
Interesting.
And it's like fireworks or something, or like confetti, and like it's a celebration. And now
Does Cool in the Gang start playing? Celebrate.
So, and then the one thing I don't like that I've been reading is that if you use the donation button through that celebration button, it's a 50-50 split.
Oh.
instead of using your third party donate button.
Which might be like $1
Now
some fee or something.
I've heard you can, deactivate that and just have the automated buttons go off when the certain bits get hit or all that. So that's cool to hear that you can have just the automated buttons go off and not have the other buttons linked. But that's a new button that they're testing out on Twitch, and it goes in between the follow. It goes in between the follow and the subscription button.
That's interesting then.
Yeah.
Well, because I know that obviously with affiliation, you get the opportunity to have subscriptions. So I'm wondering, is this going to potentially go out to everybody as an option for them to generate income, and also for obviously Twitch? Then I would imagine gets the other 50%. It's like another way for them to generate income as well.
Well, you think about it, it's already a 50-50 split for a subscription. And I forget the breakdown for bits, but
it's $1.40 for every
it's something
dollar or something.
You get a bigger bang for your buck through bits compared to a sub, but it's the celebration. I would almost say I wouldn't use that button other than for the automatic buttons. The automatic celebrations go off because it's a bigger, because you think about it, the third party donations, you lose maybe $1 to $2 depending on the donation.
Exactly.
Instead of a 50-50 split with Twitch.
Right?
Yeah.
So
not in the streamer's interest at that point.
Correct. Yeah. So I don't know if it's going to get out of the beta testing stage or not.
And who's beta testing it?
I've seen Archanaut have it. He has the celebration button, but that's the only person I've seen have it.
That's interesting. He's a Mixer guy too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Again, it makes me wonder though if it's going to be given if it is out of beta and they do decide to keep it. Are they going to only give it to those who are affiliate, or is it going to go out to mass? I wonder. I'm just curious on that.
It might even just only go out to partners.
That's true, huh?
Yeah.
Is Archanaut a partner now?
Yeah, Archanaut's a partner. So 2 people that I know that are partners there's a couple people I know that are partners from Mixer that got partnered right away when they moved to Twitch. Archanaut's one, 1,000 Years is one. Your boy Q is one, and Chef Steph is one. Those are the 4 people I know that are partners here on Twitch from Mixer.
Yeah, I don't know. Unicorn Gaming is also partnered from here, and then Miss Go Lightly. I believe she was partnered as well.
Oh, that's awesome.
I believe so.
Okay. Yeah, because I was watching Archanaut when he made the move just to see, because I had seen him over on Mixer, and I knew he had a big presence over there, and he always had people in his chat. So I was watching to see how that transition affected him. I've actually been monitoring, like I have him followed, and I watch, I look over to the left just to see how many followers he had today, and it's been increasing. Pretty good.
His community followed him very well over, and he, it took it was 2 days, then he was affiliated. Like, he didn't have to wait the process. He was already pushed to affiliate within 2 days of him moving, and then by the end of the week he was partnered of the move.
I don't think everybody got treated that way though.
No. Not all Mixer partners got partnered.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know some people got denied.
And then some Mixer partners, some people that weren't even Mixer partners got partnered over Mixer partners.
It's interesting. Well, the one thing that I found that was frustrating, and speaking to some people who were partnered at Mixer, is that there was no transparency there. It wasn't really completely clear. I mean, people kind of started to gather and assume based on who did get partnership and who didn't on how that worked. But at least with Twitch, it's very clear on the requirements.
Yeah, no, because that's another thing. Mixer partner, you could have hit all the requirements, but then you technically wouldn't have the proper viewership they're looking for. But that wouldn't be part of the requirements.
Right.
It's like the hidden text.
Yeah, that was frustrating for a lot of people that were partnered. They said it took some people who seemed like they were doing the same exact thing would get denied, and it seemed very it was just not transparent.
Correct.
Also heard some people who didn't want affiliate at all. Were actually not interested in seeking affiliate, but it just was an automatic thing.
Really?
They didn't get a choice. Yeah, and I thought that's an interesting perspective. I don't know. I haven't dug more into why, but it's curious,
Affiliate's not automatic. Like you still got to fill out the paperwork for it.
Yeah, you got to do the onboarding.
Yeah. So if they didn't do the onboarding, then there you go. But
yeah.
Yeah, that doesn't make sense. I don't want to be affiliate, but I'm going to go ahead and fill this paperwork out.
That's what I'm saying. I didn't dig much into it, but I have heard people comment that.
Going back into I'm a retro gamer though, so I'm kind of curious. So all those game systems you had, Super Nintendo.
Yeah.
Out of all those systems, what games stand out the most on all those?
Oh,
there's a lot of them. So
boy, so I'm a big Mario fan. So all on the Nintendo devices, I had all the Mario games. So the GameCube, Mario Sunshine was my favorite. On my GameCube, that was probably the game that I would play the most on my GameCube. Nintendo 64 would be Mario Kart, Mario Golf. Just those two games I would play with my family the most. And that was the family console. And then once I'm the youngest of 5, so once everybody grew up and kind of dipped, I was the one left standing. So I just played more like 007 and GoldenEye and all that.
Yeah, and you're 23 years old, so like on your Twitch profile, you should have like a badge of honor that you played GoldenEye.
Right? There should be something there.
Like if you're under, I don't know, what age do you think for real? Under 25 years old?
25. Yeah, if you're under 25 and you've played GoldenEye, you were raised right.
You get like a little special thing next to your name on Twitch.
A star.
Now, I would have to say for my Super Nintendo, I would have to say the classic Mario game. I forget the exact name. Was it like what, Super Mario Bros?
Super Mario.
Yeah, Super Mario. Classic. That's literally, and Zelda. Those are the two games I played the most on my Super Nintendo.
Zelda on NES or Zelda on? Did they release? I think they released it again on Super Nintendo.
They had it on Super Nintendo and the 64, but I played it more on the Super Nintendo than I did on the 64.
Man, nothing beats the NES one. If you ever get a chance, you should go back and play that one. That one was great.
You mean just hook it back up?
No, I'm talking on the original Nintendo.
The NES. The NES. I've never played on that one.
I know. If you get a chance to, man, you should check out. Well, there's probably an emulator out there for it.
Probably, most likely.
That one was great.
I'm still proud to even say I still have all those consoles today, and they're all working.
I had the Atari, not the 2600, the one that came out after that. I think it was 8500. My mom gave it to the Goodwill. I was so mad.
Oh,
I was like, that's going to be one of those things that was going to be worth like a lot of money.
Yeah,
keep it away.
I have my 64. I still have my GameCube. I still have my Dreamcast. I still have my PlayStation 2. I literally the only ones I don't have are the Xboxes. Other than the Xbox One S.
Did the GameCube and I think the Super Nintendo still came with it, but you always had like the thing that switched between channel 3 and channel 4. Do you remember that at all?
Channel 3, yeah.
They would always give you that little extra thing that would.
Yes.
Because I think
have to switch. Yep.
No, you've really just aged us so bad. Chaos.
Because most TVs just had the coaxial input. They didn't have like the component input, so you had to have like adapters and stuff.
Adapters. Yep.
Yeah, and the channel 3, channel 4. I want to remember. I want to think that some TVs didn't actually go to channel 3. Is why they had the extra channel 4. I was going to look that up the other day. So it'd be interesting to see if somebody comments on this episode to see if they remember why there was 2 channels, 3 and 4. And it might have been because VCRs too, because I think VCRs are coming out. So your VCR would be on channel 3. So then you could dedicate channel 4 to your gaming console. That might have been the other reason why.
I think so because I feel old just talking about this, but when my VCR and my console were hooked up, that would be the reason.
No conversation in 2020 starts with my VCR.
Exactly.
Oh my God. Laserdisc is still a thing.
Yep, it is.
It's like vinyl, because vinyl's making a comeback. Me and Fully were actually talking about that. Like some of these early episodes of the podcast, we were thinking like, if this thing blows up and to give back to the community, some people that, like the first 10 episodes or 15 episodes, we might do a vinyl release, man.
Oh, that'd be cool.
And then send that to the guests that we're on.
Nice.
Yeah.
Still waiting for us to like hit platinum internationally so we can have those platinum records on our wall.
We're kicking around ideas. We're trying to figure out
I got silver spray paint too, though. So
there you go. There you go.
We're kicking around ideas.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
All right, man. So it's Halloween is like right around the corner. When is Halloween? Is it
it's
Saturday?
In 5 days. So
Is it
yeah,
on the
Saturday.
30th
Math is
or the
good.
31st.
That's
So
Saturday.
That's
Finally,
Saturday.
everyone's like, finally, there's a Halloween on a weekend. Oh,
There's a Halloween on the weekend, but is there actually going to be
no,
Halloween?
no.
I'm gonna go out.
Exactly.
I'm gonna get some candy. I'll ring people's doorbell. I don't have to get that close to them. Have you ever golfed?
Yeah, I love golfing.
So those golf retriever things that like extend out? I can just put my bag of candy on that and it'll extend out like 20 feet.
There you go.
Just have the bag and I'll just put it up to their door.
Yeah.
Put the candy in.
No, you just need to have a basketball hoop on you and then just tell everyone, throw it. Come on.
Yeah.
3-pointer. Come on, let's go.
Yeah.
Get everyone in the
Has to
mood.
be
It'll cheer
3-pointer.
everyone up.
No
Right?
layups.
No
That would be a
layups.
great costume, wouldn't it, at that point?
No layups or no dunks, just 3-pointers.
Just go as a bucket
Yeah.
Hey, that bucket's gonna get heavy after a while. You better
with a
think
6 foot
You better put it on
radius around you.
wheels.
Oh, you could get a big bucket, so it's like 6 foot all the way around you, so nobody can get close to you.
You're going to take up the whole sidewalk.
Just
Yeah.
cut a circle.
You can just knock kids over, dump their candy out, and then you can have your kids like at the ready to grab their candy as soon as it's green.
Wow,
Yeah.
you've created a monster.
I think I'm going to roll with this idea this year.
Listen,
actually.
you could easily just cut a circle out of the bucket, put the bucket around you, and just have everybody and just make a net around your head. There you go.
Oh, well, if you come back with a concussion, we'll know why.
So, since it is Halloween, you got a spooky story for us?
Funny story. I don't like Halloween. I don't celebrate Halloween.
Like a ghost story. Terrifying.
Terrifying.
Yeah.
All right. I was 3. I was 3 years
God.
old, living in.
Remember? 3?
Yeah. I will always remember this.
Okay.
I was 3 years old. I've always had nightmares in this one house, and I would wake up in the middle of the night and see I would see 2 sets of eyes in my window all the time, and they were red all the time. My parents wouldn't believe me, this and that, and so this one night I said, I'm done. I'm gonna go sleep on the floor in my sister's room. And I slept there, and I woke up ice cold, right? And for some odd reason, I had the urge to walk over to the window to look out their window to see my window, because I'd always see eyes. Lo and behold, I saw an old man with a cane and his dog. And it was just the shadows, right? Next thing I know, I see them turn. And then I see them turn and float up to my window and just sit there, staring.
The dog
into
and
my
the
window.
old guy?
Yep.
And you were 3, though.
I was 3. We
And then
moved
what
out of that house the year after that.
And then what happened? Nothing?
Nothing. It was just that house.
Did you like open your window and like see what he wanted?
Nope. No. I went nah. No. That house was actually haunted. I found out a couple years later that house was actually haunted, and a lot of other shit happened in that house.
What? We want to know. Everybody wants to know.
So apparently the attic door was a portal, and if the attic door is open shit would go on in the house. Like my dad, like my sisters would hear an old lady in a rocking